What a day, guys! What a day! Another bloody red day. Yeah, and the market seems not to appreciate any earnings, any good news, and the markets just don't appreciate anything at this moment. Let me know in the chat, guys, where you are watching from. And before we start, make sure obviously to smash that like button. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't done yet. I'm posting things about my life. I was today in a cryotherapy chamber, and they cooled me down to minus 110 degrees, which was quite interesting. I wish they can freeze me and wake me up in 100 years so I can, just hodl my stocks, because this is what you want to do, right? I mean, I'm, by the way, because I'm just such a long-term investor, I'm so cooled down that, when I see this small bumps in the road, I just smile about them, okay? Yeah. So let's welcome a couple of people here in the stream already. We have people from Russia, Siberia. We have people from US. We have our member Calm Down in the stream. We have Lithuania. We have New York. We have US, Ohio in the house. We have England. We have Germany. We have Romania. We have Spain. And let's dive into where the market is heading. By the way, I don't know if you know already, but we have now a second angle. Wait a second. Is this camera focused on the balls on my bull? It should be something like that, rather. I think so. Let me know, guys, in the chat how you would love to have this angle focused, okay? Maybe something like that. Maybe, okay? Let me know in the chat, guys. So what is happening to the market? That's an interesting question, and for that answer, let's dive, before we looking into those single stocks that we are interested here on this channel, let's look what the general finance media is saying. And here we go. We seeing Turkey going into the next lockdown. And I think, I don't know, but I think some of those crazy lockdowns just doesn't end, right? I mean, Europe specifically, I think I saw today or yesterday the really shocking news that on the one side you see that European countries are going back into lockdowns, and then on the other side in July New York will want to 100% open, all right, which is great, right? But it's just this different handling of this crisis it's unbelievable, guys, okay? And it seems that being open, like in Miami right now or Florida, it works, right? I mean, there's even studies coming out of Barcelona. They made like an concert, and they didn't have much of a problem there with the health crisis, who knows. So so basically what we have seen, if we are looking into the overall market, specifically US right now, that S&P 500 and Dow Jones are actually positive both, okay? So it's not that all stocks are bad, and I think that what helping today a lot is obviously, the Facebook numbers, the Apple numbers, right? Those companies also, Google the other day was absolutely brilliant numbers. So what is it that it's caused this trouble, okay? And the question is right? I mean, the question is, and I think we will dive into something like a small technical here, because I don't like it to always say that, and I hate this expression, but it's like, I told you so, right? I told you there's one thing, technically speaking, that is super important for those stocks, and that's why we will talk about that in a second. But before that, let's have a look into those media outlets. And what is also important to never forget that also this number is very, very important, specific for those stocks that absolutely crashed today, or was crashing, or was quite negative for today. And those were the growth stocks, okay? Usually the growth stocks, went absolutely crazy over the last couple of months, okay? Without question, this was fantastic. But let's have a look. So, space, for example, minus 4%. I think today was the news, bad news for space, that Blue Origin want to start their ticket sales program for the Blue Shepard, which is, obviously let's say, competition for space, and it would be shame when they go earlier than space to bring the first customers into space. This would be shameful, but still, it's two different concepts. And don't forget, it's not always, or it's basically almost never, winner takes it all. It's rather that more couple of companies are sharing a big market space, which space definitely is one of the biggest one. I think that, personally speaking, space could be bigger than the internet, okay? But let's talk about it. I mean, what we are seeing at space currently is still a very bearish sign, because we are still quite low, or at the low end, and we said this will be quite interesting as well to continue this uptrend, which was broken today, unfortunately. But what is really important, to break through the 200 moving average, which we crossed on the downwards. And now this is the fun part. Tesla, for example, just broke through it today, which is also a very negative sign, okay? Here they did it again, 781. They went through and ended, at basically the lowest point that they got after that was 563. So maybe, in space, in Tesla, we have a couple of days more to get in cheap, okay? So if you are believing in those companies, now it's a fantastic way to get in, okay? So Beyond Meat, pretty much stable, neutral since a couple, neutral / downwards, because they are below those both indicators. So I think that's why you see a slight downtrend, but still in a neutral characteristic. And then Piton, about I think 8 days before the earnings, tried to break through this 200 moving average, went then higher to up to 123, and then broke down, and even broke down here below the 200 moving average, and now has the chance with great numbers, which I think Peloton is just on this crazy growth story, that we shall see if they can actually go through both of them, which would be very bullish, and just 10% is needed for that, okay? So remember that, very interesting situation. I actually today bought a little bit more Peloton because I just love this company, okay? I think fitness is just so great. Not a great position, the small position, not a big position, I think it like 2,000 euros or something on my other broker account. So let's see. I really like this company. I like the future. I like the growth for in front of all of things. So it's quite interesting, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. So you see those growth stocks are a little bit negative today, right? What about Palantir? Palantir also negative. Could not break through the 50 moving average, unfortunately. So also same very similar of Beyond Meat, just in this neutral downwards position or direction where it's heading. All right. So this is what's happening right now for those stocks. What is also very interesting for tonight or a couple of minutes is the Amazon earnings, okay? The Amazon earnings are actually, let me see if we get here the whisper numbers. And why the earnings for Amazon are quite interesting is because it's just this huge machine. And, Jeff Bezos said that he might, or he might not, we don't know, but it seems so, will step down as CEO. So this will be quite interesting as well to see where Amazon is going forward with that, okay? I mean, look at the revenue number that is expected. $104 billion. That is 3 times the value of Peloton right now, okay? This is something incomprehensible for some of those stocks out there. And guys, don't forget it. Amazon started as a bookshop, an online bookshop. So here we go, everything is possible, guys, okay? Don't forget that. We have also people from India, we have people from Netherlands, we have people from Malta, and I think that the most important part, and that's why I wrote it into the title, why those red days are actually interesting for me, because as I use it today in Peloton, I believe those days are nicely to be used to build up on your favorite positions that have enough growth and enough potential in terms of market, in terms of demand, in terms of product, to grow even if we have this market rotation from growth to value, okay? So there is companies that, for example, I'm just naming some names that I'm thinking will do good in the future, but will have a very, very steady curve that we will see after the earnings, after the recovery, okay? Or the lockdown ends and so on. So, for example, we have seen something in Netflix. In Netflix, it was quite interesting because even though they said it many, many times, the stock, and I open here the chart of Netflix real quick. You can see here, this company is amazing, all right? The company is absolutely amazing. But you have seen that with this unbelievable demand going somewhere to the end of the road, because yes, at some point they cannot have this crazy growth numbers because everybody stays at home and watches Netflix and get more subscriptions, right? They cannot get more and more subscribers. There are people just want to go out and don't want to go stay at home. But still, this is a company that has such a future potential that is just so unbelievable, okay? And that's why I think there's some great stories. And then you have companies like, for example, what is a good example? I'm trying to think about a company that went very nice through the health crisis, but will kind of really be hard hit by the recovery, okay? Maybe something like UPS, okay? Maybe something like UPS, but still, UPS has still a lot of potential up because people are using the crazy amount of online shipping, and the digitalization is exactly that what happened, right? I mean, people staying at home and ordering things. So I'm thinking, guys, do you have any idea which company, for example, is a good example for being a little bit shredded after the health crisis? Let me know, guys. It doesn't come to my mind as per se. And the numbers of Amazon should come out any second now. So I would just open here CNBC. Yeah, Zoom, for example. Maxime saying Zoom. Yeah, Zoom could be a stock that might have done tremendously well, but has a huge spike. Let's open Zoom real quick. Let's open Zoom and see how this stock is doing. I'm actually not an investor into Zoom and have not considered it. But as you can see, or you cannot see, now you can see. Zoom, for example, over the last 1 year, had this tremendous growth until it reached a peak somewhere in October, when after that the people said and realized, and yes, the company is doing great, but at some point people want to meet again rather than online meet, okay? So that's quite of something that is quite interesting and might be a turning point for this kind of shares, all right? Yeah, but let's have a look. Are those earnings are out for Amazon? I don't know. Amazon investor relation. Quarter results. Let's see if we have something already. 2019. Why you have only the old one? Where are the new ones? Actually, I think I never visited this website here. Why they don't list the last quarter earnings here? I think we need to wait a little bit on earnings. Yeah, well, let's see what CNBC is. Oh, I think we're having already the numbers. I was thinking about, are those the numbers already reported, or were those just the expectations? So here we go. Earnings per share 15 versus 9.54. This is crazy, guys. Okay, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Then you have Richard says Uber Eats as another great example, and we will get back to it because I think this is absolutely the best example. So thank you very much for that, Richard. But let's have a look. So revenue is not, I mean, $4 billion is a lot, but $4 billion more than expected. But look at the earnings. They are almost double, okay? Almost double, guys. It's absolutely incredible. Okay. So in 2020, Amazon invested heavily on related measures like safety protocols and wage increases for frontline workers. As a result of these costs, Amazon last quarter forecast operating income of $3 billion to $6.5 billion in the current period. Let's have a look. Yeah, but let's have a look what the stock is doing on those news. I mean, the stock must be positive. Sorry. Amazon. Oh, 5% plus, guys. 5%. Congratulations to all of those holders. And I think there was also an interesting thought about those people that thinking that Amazon making a stock split. So maybe also this will be announced today. This would be also positive for the stock, but interesting. Very good numbers here, or very good earnings per share. Really, here it said 44% as it smashed earnings expectations. Absolutely brilliant, this company. Okay, the earnings. So so Richard actually said Uber Eats is an interesting example for those companies that did tremendously well. And let me just open here the chat window. Here we go. So I pinned here the Richard comment because I think it's super interesting. So what is really important, guys, is that, if you are thinking about those crazy, look at the bull, guys. The bull is always with us, guys. Okay, don't worry. So what I'm thinking about Uber Eats is this company that tremendously benefited from people going really, into this order fatigue of delivery of foods, okay? And I think that once the recovery is over, yes, people will maybe use their Uber Eats accounts and will order more often because they had the pleasure. Maybe some people did it for the very first time. But people want to go outside. They want to eat outside. They want to meet and so on. So I think, Richard, you did a very good point here, saying that this is one of the companies or one of the products is that you are seeing an asynchronic value proposition here at Uber Eats versus the recovery. Okay, so the recovery will go up and up and up, and there will be some stocks that will live with it, airlines, this kind of things. There will be growth stocks that can now for a couple of months even go like neutral or a little bit down because they just pushed so much in value over the last couple of months. And then you will have some asymmetric stocks or companies or projects or part of the businesses like Uber Eats that will, nosedive or pretty have a hard time because the people want to enjoy life, guys. And with that said, I think that's a very nice statement. Thank you very much for that, Richard. Best regards from everywhere you are watching, guys. Take care, stay healthy and safe, and I see you obviously tomorrow.